All right, Linda.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to call this a special city council meeting to order. It is Tuesday, February the 27th, 2024. It's 6 p.m. Linda, could you do a roll call, please?
Brooks,
Here.
Duvall,
Here.
Hallivan,
Here.
Hedges,
Here.
Kaliska,
Here.
Tice.
Here.
Could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the invocation?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our Father,
Who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
In Jesus' name.
Council, if I could get a motion to dispense of items 4 through 10 on our agenda, which will get us to new business. So moved by Katie Hedges, seconded by Sherry Tice. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, that brings us to the new business portion of tonight's meeting, and the purpose of the special council meeting is to consider the appointment and vote to fill the second ward vacancy. Just a little recap for everyone. On January 2nd, 2024, Don McElroy took the oath of office for the Ward 2 Council. On January 9th, 2024, Don McElroy resigned from his second ward council seat in a letter to me as council president. Following Ohio Revised Code 731.43, on February the 8th, 2024, the Republican Central Committee met to consider 3 applicants for the Ward 2 Council. On February the 10th, 2024, I received notice from Chairman Mike Whitten of the Republican Central Committee that no majority vote was achieved. The next step moves the selection of City Council. Following Ohio Revised Code 731.43 and in good faith, all 3 applicants were notified February the 16th of the special council meeting today, February 27th, 2024. All 3 applicants are here in attendance, and I want to thank all of them for being here. We also have a quorum for city council as well. So again, council, I appreciate you being here. The process that we will be using this evening is each applicant will be given up to 5 minutes to tell council why they should be selected, and the clerk will keep the time. The clerk has sent out all the letters and resumes for the 3 applications, and you should have already had those, council, to review. The applicants have drew numbers on who will go first, second, and third, and I'll tell you those in a second. After we complete that, each applicant will answer one city-specific question randomly drawn from the clerk, and they're sitting right there, and we'll do those in the order that the people spoke. Once that's completed, I will then call for a roll call vote on which candidate should fill the Ward 2 seat. The first candidate to speak tonight is Karen Koch Esterline. Karen, thank you very much for being here. Council has received your cover letter and resume. So at this time, the clerk will keep track of your time, and you have up to 5 minutes to tell council why you should be selected.
Please say your name and your address.
Karen Koch Esterline, 1452 Stoutsville Pike, Circleville, Ohio.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for being here, all of you. And thank you for giving me this opportunity this evening to talk to you all once again. With a distinguished tenure as a former council member for the Second Ward spanning from January 2022 to December 2023, and service on the Board of Zoning Appeals in 2019 and 2020, I am well prepared to undertake the responsibilities for this term. My credentials are further bolstered by a master's degree from New York University and extensive corporate experience in Chicago and New York. My ongoing involvement in government, civic boards, and committees is a testament to my dedication to community excellence that is underscored by robust engagement, leadership, and achievements. My husband and I are entrepreneurs and operate our own online retail business, which has garnered years of working in corporate America and in the boardroom. I am a seventh-generation resident of Pickaway County and a fourth-generation small business owner here in Circleville. This experience is pertinent to being a valuable representative for the Second Ward as a council member. I am experienced and qualified as a candidate with an understanding of statutory governance and the processes. During my tenure on council, I learned that this is a legislative body, and it is not a confluence of ideas, but rather a body politic to approve and disapprove issues with budgetary concerns and constraints. This is a learning curve. There is a learning curve in understanding the vernacular of government to become an effective leader. This is a stack of dozens of ordinances that I reviewed. My daughter, Cicely, is hoping to one day attend law school and she was constantly asking me questions that I had to answer to her in regards to legal wording, emergency clauses, and budgetary limits. I read every ordinance, and when I had questions, I contacted Jim Stanley, Hannah Wynn, Mark Bidwell, Gary Kenworthy, along with other committee and council members, in order to glean more information before our meetings. I attended over 150 council and committee meetings, talked often to my constituents on the phone, in the grocery store, and in their homes. I was always accessible to all citizens, fellow city officials, and city employees. Government on the local level needs to be responsive to the people who live next door, and listening to my neighbors was my constant mantra while on council. I'm aware that my passion to stand for open discussion and asking questions ruffled some feathers, but I believe that we are all a group of 7 legislators who are stronger and more effective when we all contribute and are a symphony of ideas when all are considered. The role of City Council is to provide leadership and support for their community. One should work closely with city administration in dealing with local issues such as zoning, safety, public services, and city's budget. I have this experience. Experience in any specific field is not needed for a council member, but a clear understanding of how each city department operates and its impact on our community is most definitely required. Because of my tenure, I have this understanding. Being a businesswoman for over 30 years, a wife, a mother, a citizen, and a former council member of the city of Circleville, I have obtained the skills, knowledge, and expertise that are all required to fulfill the obligations for this position. I have been elected to the seat by my fellow citizens. The people in the Second Ward believed in me. I hope that you can too. I humbly and respectfully am asking for your vote this evening
Ms. Esterline, you have 30 seconds.
for the appointment to this position. And I want to thank you all again. However, whatever happens, thank you so much because I've very much enjoyed what I've done in here. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you, Karen. The next person to speak before council is Ginger Wright. Ginger, come on up. Welcome.
Thank you, and I appreciate all of you allowing me to be here tonight. I know that you didn't have to, and so I appreciate that.
Would you state your name, Ms. Wright?
I will. Ginger Wright, 502 Glenmont Drive.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I had a speech prepared, and I don't want to do this speech because I don't feel like we should be where we are right now. I will start with the first part of it. In the last interview, I discussed why I feel that I am the best candidate for this seat. This time, I want wanted to delve in a bit deeper into why others have not earned this seat. I respected Karen Kokesterline when she held the seat when we were all discussing here. First, she was voted in by the citizens of this ward. And to me, that should be the priority. While she and I have not always seen eye to eye, and I have seen her disagree with people on this council, I saw her stand up for her citizens of this city who didn't want the library book when everyone else was concerned about being politically correct and worried about who might be getting sued. She did it regardless of what people thought because she believed in her convictions and wanted to do right, even if others disagreed. For that, I have to respect her, and her ability to stand for what she believes in is a quality that I feel we all need. I truly feel she didn't run for this seat for the same reasons as many others don't. Peer pressure, lack of support from her party, fear. Now I'm going to get off of here because the truth of the matter is I'm a realtor. I was a realtor. I was customer service my entire life. That's all I've done. It's all I've known to do. I have worked very hard at learning about what goes on in this city. I don't know everything that goes on in this city. I don't know the legislative parts of it. I don't know, but I am smart and I am a good study. Do I deserve that seat probably as much as Karen? I don't think I do, because Karen was the last person to have held that seat. So while I would appreciate having that seat, and I would work for the people of this city, probably more than you will ever know how much time that I have spent working and studying and learning about the things that go on in this city on my free time that I don't have, that I could be doing many, many other things with my family. But the right thing for this city is to let them choose. The right thing for this city and the right thing right now in this moment, in my opinion, is to let Karen have her seat until the voters can decide what should be done. And I'm not going to say any more than that.
Ginger, thank you very much. The next person is John Motes. John, welcome. Keep your name and address for the clerk.
Sure. My name is John Motes. Address is 402 Havenwood Court, Circleville, Ohio.
When you're ready, go ahead.
Whenever I'm ready. Okay. Well, I've given away the first part, my name. I'm married to Cindy Motes. She's in the back with me. She's a teacher. I'm going to give you a little snippet about me. 3 children, Sarah, Scott, and Samantha, 2 in college, 1 still in middle school at Circleville City Schools. I work at Anderson Insurance. Terry Anderson is my father-in-law. He got me started in the insurance business. I've been doing that for about 19 years. 20 years I've been in real estate. Still part of Howard Hanna at this point. I'm an alum of Circleville High School. I have my Bachelor of Science in Business and Technology from Ohio Northern University. My several generations deep in the history here as well. I guess the big question is why? Why do you want to do it, right? What are you thinking? Some have asked, but I want to serve the community. I want to help and serve the community in any way I can. I've been blessed by the community support. I can't be in business without community support. Our business wouldn't stay open if we didn't have a relationship with our community and in our city. Fortunately, we have. My family has had car lots. My great uncles, the Moteses, had car lots. We had builders. My one grandfather owned a gas station and delivered ice on a wagon by horse. So my father had his own real estate company and retired from DuPont. So we're invested in this community. My family always has been. I feel that I am. I feel that those are the kind of things that I can help and bring to the city. What's my experience? Well, my experience has been more than 20 years in business. My experience has been dealing with clients every day. I've dealt with with conflicts. I've had to listen and communicate. I've had to problem solve. I've had to hold people accountable. I have to come to a common ground with my client. In this case, it would be with the community or with you all at the same time. There's going to be some give and take. Professionally, I've served on boards with the Chamber, the Rotary, the Leo Moat Scholarship. Employee-wise, I've had to deal with hiring, firing, benefits, insurance background. I obviously know a little bit about benefits and the liability concerns that we could face. And financially, owning my own business and keeping that footprint open and having employees, I have to run my business in the black. I have to be financially responsible. I have to do the right thing every day in order to allocate funds to be profitable. And that's a little bit about the financial part. Which time do I have?
You got 2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes. Wow, I did good talking about all these things. Okay, so again, from the experience side, I just think that we've talked a lot about it, and I know we asked. Karen was voted in, and I believe Karen had the opportunity to run again, and I don't know why she did or didn't. When this came up, I thought it was a great opportunity to serve, and that's why I stepped up, because I do want to serve. I think I can learn quickly. I think I can get on my feet running pretty quickly. I think with your support and your experience, I know that I can. But in closing, I just want to say that I'm proud of Circleville. I'm proud to be from Circleville. I would like to help and serve with you and for Ward 2. This city's done nothing but given to our family over several years, and I just would love the opportunity to give back. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Okay. All right, so all three candidates have had a chance to tell City Council why they think they should be selected. And now I have 3 city-specific questions that I would like for the clerk to take up, and first to Karen to pick the question. Pick out whichever one you want, Karen. You go ahead and read the question and digest it a little bit, and when you get ready, I'll read the question aloud so everyone can hear it.
All right, so it's question number 1. Question 1. The city has a safety levy for police and fire on the March ballot. In your opinion, how important is the levy to citizens, firefighters, and police officers? Thank you.
And you'll have 3 minutes.
Okay. Well, really, it's summed up
Karen,
with,
address council.
sorry, of course, sorry. Really, the safety levy is summed up by dollar signs. I sat up here with most of you, and we talked about trying to get this levy possibly a little lower than even the 0.4%. But we need at least the 0.4%. We started it out at 0.5%, which is the obvious tax we have on it right now. And I thought we came to a great agreement and could lower it to 0.4%. So it does lower taxes. I think we did a fantastic job figuring this out and bringing that to our people. We do need these monies to pay for fire. I believe we need 3. This would pay for 3 firemen. We need to support the police department. We still have positions, I believe, to fill in that area. And a lot of that is dependent upon these monies. So it is pertinent that this levy passes. And I am glad the work we did to lower it to the 0.4%, because I definitely believe in lowering taxes as much as we possibly can. Thank you so much.
Great, Karen. Thank you very much for taking the question.
Of course.
All right, Ginger, we have 2 questions left. Linda, if you go out, let Ginger select one of the 2 remaining questions. Okay, I'll read it aloud for you. Question number 2 that Ginger has is the city has several planned housing and commercial development projects in the future. What are your thoughts on the possible new growth for the city? And you'll have 3 minutes.
I lived in a city in Florida that was about the same size as Circleville when I moved there. Within a 10-year period of time, that city had tripled or more in population. Development came. They were not prepared for the infrastructure. And that's now where they stand still to this day. And I've been gone for 15 years and they're still fighting infrastructure. You cannot move. In a comparison, the south end of Circleville to the north end of Circleville is approximately the distance from one city to the next in the city that I lived in, maybe a little further, maybe South Bloomfield. But regardless, it would take you an hour and a half now to move from that end of town to this end of town in that city. And it's just continuing to grow, all in the name of progress. During that growth, I realized about 9 years into it that I hadn't seen a bunny rabbit in 10 years, that I had not seen any animals other than alligators, which are not the friendliest pets to be watching in your backyard. So I want growth. I would love for everybody to have a steakhouse. I had to say it. I don't really want a steakhouse, but what I'm saying is this. We need growth, but it needs to be slower, at a slower pace, with infrastructure considered, because if we take the moves that we're making right now at the building rates that we are, satisfying only the builders, as a matter of fact, instead, Circleville is a privilege. It's a privilege to move here. The developers are privileged to be able to come here and develop their subdivisions. We should be charging them, not helping them. They should pay taxes they should pay impact fees for what they do here. And if we had that money, we might not need the safety levy.
You have 30 seconds, Ms. Wright.
I'm done. But growth, go to Florida, go to Osceola County, spend a week and come back and let's talk about that again.
Thank you, Ginger. John has our last question.
Do you want me to read it?
I'll read it for you.
Okay,
You
I will
ready?
mess it up then.
So question 3, the city has completed one of several phases at Ted Lewis Park. There are plans for improvements at Barthelmess Park, Emrine Park, and Ted Lewis Park. In your opinion, how important is the development of parks and recreation for the city?
Sure. Well, I come from a recreational family, so we've chased our kids all over the place playing sports, and I know that having some place to go and play is critical. I remember growing up with my youngest, now 22 years old, we would take bike rides to Ted Lewis Park before it was improved, and there'd be fear sometimes of what we would run into at the creek and some of those things. But back to my point is, we love to travel to the parks. We spent a lot of time in the parks growing up. When I grew up at Ted Lewis, it was at a pool, and I was given $5 and asked to stay out of the house for a few hours. But that's they build memories. They build things in the community. They give people outlets to go do things. So, in my opinion, the developments of parks and recreation in the city is critical to the infrastructure, and I think it draws people in. to us as well. So they want those kind of things in our community. And I think if we keep implementing and improving those areas, that'll be beneficial to our city. Thank you.
Great, John. Thank you very much. Okay, well, first of all, I want to thank everyone for being here and the three candidates for being here tonight, telling us about yourself and answering a random question. Council, do you have any specific questions for me before we do a roll call vote? No? Okay, so what we're going to do, the clerk is going to call your name, and you need to pick one of the three candidates to fill the second ward seat. Okay, everybody clear on that? Linda, roll call, please.
Hedges,
John Moats.
Tice,
Karen Cook Esterline.
Klitschko,
Karen Koch Castelline.
Jeff Halladin,
John Moats.
Zach Brooks,
John Moats.
Tom Duvall,
Karen Esterline.
What's the tally, Linda?
let's see, 1, 2, 3. It's a tie.
So I have 3 votes for Karen Cook Esterline and 3 votes for John Moats. I believe in my role as council president, law director, correct me if I'm wrong, I have the ability to break the tie.
That is correct, sir.
I'm going to vote for John Moats. So John Moats will be the second ward rep for city council. And again, I want to thank everybody for being here this evening. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
So moved by Jeff Howland, second by Tom Klitschko. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned at 6:27.